That's next, but first time Countdown's number 2 story, tonight's worst persons in the world, the Brian Deere. He wrote the Times of London report that Dr. Andrew Wakefield had allegedly altered key research linking the measles, mumps, and rubella triple vaccine to autism in children, which earned Dr. Wakefield a spot on this list yesterday. Times of London did not bother to mention that the British investigation into whether or not Wakefield did that was the result of a complaint by Brian Deere. The guy who wrote the article about the investigation never mentioned he was the individual who precipitated the investigation. The truth about the doctor's research may be in doubt here, but not Deere's vast conflict of interest, nor the Times of London's journalistic malfeasance. The paper is owned by Rupert Murdoch. It's my bad for forgetting that. Incidentally, a correction on Murdoch. We have quoted several times the transcript of a News Corp conference call provided by the usually reliable financial website called SeekingAlpha.com, in which the News Corp boss was quoted as saying, "We have never been a company that tolerates facts." It turns out SeekingAlpha.com got it wrong. Murdoch, in fact, said, "We have never been a company that tolerates fat." SeekingAlpha.com has yet to correct or apologize for its mistake, so we will. Henceforth, we will stick exclusively to the transcripts from ShiverMeTimbers.com. Our silver tonight, Billo the Clown, back to his obsession with my boss, a way of taking a shot at me. In 2001, legendary GE boss Jack Welch retired and Jeffrey Immelt took over. On his watch, GE stock has declined an astounding 75%, down more than 30% since the first of this year. I predicted GE would hit $10 a share, and last week it almost did. Immelt still has his job, even as millions of stockholders are getting hammered. Oh, Bill, didn't Rupert call you again and tell you to skip the stock quotes for a while? News Corp, the parent company of Billo's Fixed News, announced it lost $6.4 billion in the last quarter last year, and it predicted a 30% drop in profits for the first half of this year, double Wall Street's estimate. News Corp stock closed at $7.19 a share today, down about 66% from where it was last year. So, Bill, you're saying the CEO of any company losing that much stock value that quickly should be fired? Rupert for you, line one. But our winner, new Republican Congressman Steve Austria of Ohio. Did that ever get confusing? He criticized the stimulus plan by taking a none too well thought out GOP talking point a little too seriously. Quote, "When President Franklin Roosevelt did this, he put our country into a Great Depression. He tried to borrow and spend. He tried to use the Keynesian approach, and our country ended up in a Great Depression. That's just history." Not American history, of course. The Great Depression followed the stock market crash of 1929. Roosevelt became president in March 1933. When FDR took office, unemployment was at 25%. 4 years later, the Keynesian approach had reduced unemployment to 10%. The only Great Depression at the moment is the one between Congressman Austria's ears. Congressman Steve Austria. What a great name for a Republican. Today's worst person in the world.